did some things well, but overall I think there's a lot of improvement to do. I want to focus on some positive things. So I thought, we were able to control the clock and move the field. We certainly needed to score more points than what we did. We've got to throw the ball better than what we did. And thought some aspects of the special teams were good. Our game plan was to keep the ball in front of us and then hopefully, pick one off, which we did. So while they moved the football and there were some plays that were, between the bootlegs and the field side out were hurting us, I thought we made some good adjustments there. Really disappointed in our discipline, where we were really disciplined in the first game. I thought we dropped off there, and I got pretty animated. We'll get those things corrected. They need to be corrected if we're going to keep on improving. But this was going to be a tough game. This is a game at the beginning of the year that I was concerned about. We didn't know a lot about them, on how they were going to operate, and then to go on the road with a young football team. I still think we're young at some spots. That's always some adjustments. And so we came up with a win. I wouldn't say it was a convincing win, but it's a good win. We're 2-0, and we're excited to get back home.
Does a game like this maybe let some of the younger guys realize that just because you get a big win doesn't mean the next win's going to be easy?
Well, I can tell you this, Tracy, if you look here, you're going to see a cold sore. And I've been stressed all week about that. I talked to Tom. I mean, these are the things that concern me. I talked to Davis about it. And these are corrections if you're going to mature as a football program. One, sometimes you need to figure out how to win this one, but then also how we need to prepare better. I thought we responded fairly well, but this game was in doubt, as you guys know, and this was a winnable game. This was a game that I had circled at the beginning of the year. I wouldn't say it was a must-win, but it was awfully close to a must-win. I'm glad we got it.
Craig did move the ball pretty well in the first half, and you guys come out and pitch a shutout in the second half, get some turnovers. What changed defensively?
Well, I think one of the things that occurred was we started getting better pass rush, a lot better push in the first half. We began to break down their protection. I thought they had a good scheme in the first half, and we were getting stoned. And so the quarterback not only could get to his first read or second read, but sometimes to his third read. And that's just too long. Zones get skewed or mans get skewed, man coverage gets skewed. And though we dialed up, Coach Cooper and Coach Caligas and Dickard did a nice job changing up the rushes, and you saw more push on the pocket. We started getting some sacks and then some hurries, and then we did get the interception, the pick six. Anytime you pick six, that usually turns a game around, and it did tonight.
Did rotating, because you guys were rotating in mass up front, did you think that helped keep you guys fresh?
We thought it was critical. We were concerned about tempo. Yeah. Coach Stitt will do a good job with tempo, and they keep you locked in. And so I think we've become pretty adapted. If you remember a couple of years ago against Missouri, we got schooled, and I thought we're adapting better to tempo. We practiced that significantly in fall camp, and then that allowed us to have more guys to stay fresh to get push.
Did he kind of bother you all early on? I think it was like 98.
I don't think so. I think it was our lack of discipline and focus had nothing to do with the heat.
Validate everything okay, or did he get a little bit of a?
They allowed him to go back. I know that, so I don't even know what the heck happened to him. We did lose Rome, and we'll find out more about him tomorrow.
So that was more than a cramp then. But that wasn't a cramp for him?
Rome? No.
Okay.
No, I can probably, I think it's,
yeah.
We got to find out more tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay?
I know you've worked on this since the offseason, but the passing game, where does the improvement have to come?
Well, I'm going to reserve judgment. We're trying different things right now, and not a lot's clicking. We had a couple deep balls. One that Tanner made a nice play, and then tight end made I think it was Marcotte. Jackson made a nice play, but it was a nice play.
Yeah.
We've got to improve that area. Our completion percentage down. Sean's a competitive guy, but we got to figure out what we can do well, because right now we're not efficient enough, and we can't count on running the football. Now, running the football is going to be an ace in the hole for us, but sooner or later, that ace in the hole is going to bite us in the butt.
It's only 2 games, but are you worried about these slow starts at all, Coach?
We have had that issue in the past. I'd like to address it. I don't know. I'm going to enjoy the win, and then I got a list right here. That's on it.
Do you hope this is a wake-up call for your guys?
I do. You know what I do? I think sometimes you know, when you're a youngster and your parents tell you something, they're telling you for a reason, and you go, yeah, I got it. But let's not take anything away from Texas State. This was a big night. You know, Coach Biv was his first home game. They've got a bright young coaching staff. They've got good players. And so it was going to be important for us to win the game. And so we're going to enjoy this. And coaches do not have rose-colored glasses on. We got the gift of criticism, and so there'll be a lot of correction. And we gotta get ready for Idaho.
Craig, you guys have your +5 in turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
Defensive score, second straight game. Just how encouraging is that after you guys took a step back in that department last year?
It was. I wouldn't say we said we've got to emphasize that. I think it's an indication that we got better players. I mean, more athletic players that are. You know, we don't do turnover circus. Now we run to the football, but we ball hawk the football, and those things have really had a big impact, and that had a big impact 2 years ago. And so we just got to keep clicking those numbers off. Getting a pick 6 and holding them to 14 is good.
How impressed were you with that the young defensive line today in the second half? They really stepped up.
I thought they did well. You know what? That as Davis said, to add some new four fresh guys in there, that was really important.
Was the Tyler's pick 6? Do you think that was the change in the momentum?
There's no question about it. I think anytime you pick 6, and then at that particular time of the game, that was the thing that switched the momentum, switched the strategy, switched everything.